Hello and welcome to Math253 Calculus 3 online here at Cañada College. My name is Lapuz and I'm the instructor for this course. In this video we will go over an orientation by reviewing the syllabus, the schedule, and our Canvas page, which is where everything is going to happen. Here is our syllabus, and our syllabus states the course in the semester. This particular course or Canvas course will be labeled as multimodal and will all happen in one Canvas page. This course will have the in-person class, the online asynchronous class, and the synchronous Zoom class, as well as a couple of honors sections. We could talk about honors a little bit later on, but for now let's focus on this class as a whole. We have this multimodal format. If you are meeting in person, face-to-face, or synchronous Zoom, we'll be meeting on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 12:45 to 1:50. If you're meeting in person, I'll see you there at 144. That's our classroom. If you're doing this online, you don't have to go to any of these meetings. However, all the lectures will be recorded, and the notes will also be saved, and you will be free to download and view any of those resources. We do have a proctoring requirement. If you're here in person, you can take the test in person, but you can also take it online if you wish, and everybody else will be doing these things online. And in doing so, we do have a proctoring requirement. We'll be using Proctorio. You will be able to practice this Proctorio for a low stakes assignment where you'll be looking through the syllabus, but it is important that you're able to download Proctorio. Now, as I mentioned, if you're doing this in person and don't like to do Proctorio, then you don't have to. There'll be time during the exam or during the class where you can take the test if you opt out. Communication plan, the best way to get hold of me is through the messaging app in Canvas. And then we have prerequisites, a course description, and a link to our academic integrity policy. We have student learning outcomes, and our course material will be our textbook, will be our Canvas page, and also it'd be good for you to be able to use some visualization programs. Desmos has a 3D version now, Desmos 3D. And then I really like this program called CalcPlot 3D, which we'll explore as we go through the semester. We also will be using our homework system, or our learning management system. Is going to be through this program called My Open Math. Now, you don't have to worry about this particular program because Canvas will seamlessly integrate these two programs, but I just want to call your attention that it is a separate program from Canvas. We have our courseware, and we have some navigation links here that we'll go over when we take a look at Canvas. So beyond that, we have resources. For our college, you can feel free to explore all our different resources. Now, our grading will be based on these things that I'm calling checkpoints, which are small little quizzes that just make sure that you're up to the reading and up to the videos that are available for you. We have journal assignments. These journal assignments are a way to kind of have you reflect on how you're learning, kind of a meta-cognitive check for yourselves. We have homework assignments. Again, they are through My Open Math. We have two exams, two midterms. Those are exams in the middle of the semester worth 20% each, and then our final exam will be 25%. We do have some extra credits, some special assignments that are kind of embedded. Usually they're embedded in the journal assignments, but they might be standalone, and there'll be some extra credits available for you. We have our standard grading scheme, and here are some important dates. These are due dates for our exams. The first exam is due on September 24th. The second exam on November 12th, and our final is going to be on December 12th. Now, These are due dates. If you're doing these things online, the exam will be open a week before they are due, so you'll have opportunities to work on it in your own time. Other important dates are available down here. You can take a look at that. And actually, there is a semester-long calendar that you can view to get a better holistic picture. Here are our topics. Our topics, we're going through the 6 chapters in this particular textbook. We'll cover the first 3 chapters, and then we'll have our first exam. Then we'll cover chapters 4 and 5, then get into our second exam, and then we'll cover the last chapter. Here's a visual mapping of what we're intending to learn this semester, and everything towards the end will revolve around this fundamental theorem of calculus idea that hopefully you've learned and maybe you'll remember. All right, I do want to point out that we have a schedule, a semester-long schedule as well, an overview, so you can see due dates here. And I do want to point out that for the first couple of homework assignments, they come in batches and they'll be due on Friday. The checkpoints will be due a few days before that. But at some point we'll switch so that the checkpoints will be due on Friday and then the homework assignments will be due on Sunday. Okay. Most of our journal assignments, all of our journal assignments will generally be due on Thursday. And then if you are in the honors section, then we have the honors assignments that will be due on Tuesdays. Okay. And then this calendar also has all the important dates for the college, as in the flex day, the days to withdraw, and Thanksgiving holidays, etc. Okay, so that is our syllabus and our schedule. Let us take a peek at our Canvas page. So here is our Canvas page. And when you first log into Canvas, this is our splash page. This is what you will see. On the right side are to-do things, which are going to be upcoming homework assignments or general assignments. In this case, the CP, the checkpoints are going to be due. And you can see the dates that they're due. On the left side, we have the navigation for the course. So we'll go through the navigation menu here. And then all the way to the left, you'll see your account information, the dashboard. And more importantly, if you need to get a hold of me, this is the inbox app that you should use to contact me. All right, in the main body of this page, we have the recent announcements. And of course, we don't have any announcements yet, but once the announcements start popping up, you will see the 3 or so most recent announcements up here. Now, if you are intending to view older announcements, you can go to this announcements page, which we'll take a look at a little bit later. All right, this course is marked as the CRN 98110, but again, this Canvas site will hold information for 5 different sections. So not just 98110, but all these other sections stated here. And you can also, they were also listed in the syllabus. All right, the best way to get a hold of me is through, again, Canvas inbox. There's going to be videos all over this website, and if you have issues with the videos, you can try connecting through Panato Video, which is one of the navigation items on the left. I mentioned my office hours. I will soon have a Zoom link available here for these dates and times, or days and times for office hours. We'll have other announcements available here as they come along. And then if you scroll further down, these are a list of the homework assignments, links to all the homework assignments. So this is one of many ways to get to the different homework assignments. You can keep up with that. So we have the checkpoint assignments here, the journal assignments, and the homework assignments. And we'll take another view of capturing all these assignments in one place. So that's our home page. Now, if we just go down the line, our next navigation is the announcements, which again is empty currently. And but this is a way to access the old assignments from older than 3 or so assignments ago, or announcements, sorry. These are the old announcements. The module is the way that our Canvas site is structured. And the way I structured it is by chapter. In the beginning, there's course information. The Welcome to Math253 is back to our home page. I do want to point out that there's going to be some class notes. So I will be in a lecture and I will be saving those notes. So those notes will be available for viewing and downloading if you want. And they will be available here. And if you click on it, this is set up as a grid, Monday through Thursdays, and the dates and then the times. So if there are notes, there'll be some live links here where you can download the class notes. Now, this module is reserved for honors sections. If you're in the honor section, you can view it here. If you're not in the honor section, don't worry about it. I will send the honors addendum to make that available for everybody to view. And if you're interested in transferring to the honor section, then you can let me know. So essentially, the grading will change a little bit, but you will have to do more work in the honor section. So there are a handful of projects to do, and at the end, you're going to create a video presentation of you presenting one or two of these projects, or one of these projects that you've done. You're also going to create a portfolio. And so because this will require some different activities for an assignment, your checkpoints and your homework will be adjusted, the percentages will be adjusted, and you'll have these honors activities weigh about 15% of your grade. Again, if you're interested in honors, you can send me a message through the inbox, and we can have you transfer once the semester begins. So beyond the course information and the honors class, we now have the modules per chapter. So this is how it's broken up. It's broken up by a chapter introduction, and then a section introduction and information, and then homework. And then the next section, introduction, and then homework, etc. So that's how it's going to go. If we go click on it one by one, go to chapter introduction, has the learning outcomes and has a video information about this. Now, you can view the video. Again, if you can't see it, then you go to Panopto video on the side to kind of log yourself in. From here, you can navigate by clicking on the next button, and you can see the next is going to be section 1.1 parametric equation, or you can hit the back button, or you can click on modules again to bring you back to the modules page. And clicking on this will just go back to give you the overview. So here we were in the chapter 1 introduction, and here's the next item, which is section 1.1 parametric equations. So let's go take a look at a section and how that looks like. In this section, we have an overview, a reading and video link, and then checkpoints, assignments, etc. So here is another introduction. This time it's for the section. It looks kind of like the chapter ones, but it'll focus on the particular section. And then click on the reading and the video. So here is a link to the textbook that we're looking at. Let's click on that. And depending on how you're set up, mine opened up another app. Yours might just open up another window in your browser. And so here's section 1.1, the learning objectives that were listed in the Canvas page, and then the information here. I do want to point out that for each of these sections, there are these things called checkpoints that allow you to try things. So here are examples where they have solutions, and then here is a checkpoint that does not have a solution. But I do provide a solution for this in a video of how to approach these checkpoints. So this is the textbook, and there are extra videos here provided by My Open Math, and so I have included that here to see if that will be useful. Now, the checkpoints that I was just talking about are checkpoints, and these are solutions to the checkpoints. So in the beginning, I have these checkpoints in a video, and you are asked to go through the video and then answer the questions that are embedded in the video. So the checkpoints are part of your assignments. And remember, in the syllabus, we saw that as 10% of your grade. So in the beginning, you'll see that these checkpoints are embedded in these checkpoint videos. But later on, it'll be separate from the video, so you don't have to watch the whole video if you don't want. But you're still encouraged to do so. I'm going to hit the back button. So we're in the assignments link now, but I want to go back to the module. So I'm going to hit the back button, and we're at this 1.1 page again. So we saw the checkpoints, and then here's a PDF of a checkpoint, so you can actually see the solution. After that, you have a link to the assignment from one of these tabs, or you can click on Next, and that will lead you to the homework 1.1 for this particular section. There is an extra, if there are extras. Now, not all the sections have extra information, but if I have a special Desmos demonstration for you to take a look at, you can find it under extras. If we click on Next, it's the same thing as going to this assignment, because that leads to the assignment, homework 1.1. And in this homework 1.1 parametric equations, you'll see when it's due. You can click on that, and this is where it starts to go into this thing called My Open Math. And then, so here are the list of questions that you have to do. Sometimes they only have 4 or 5 questions. Sometimes, in this case, they have 19 questions. So you want to make sure you allocate enough time for you to be able to complete these things. All right. So once you're done with 1.1, you can click on Next again to go to 1.2, and then the same layout. We have an overview. We have the readings. We have the checkpoints with assignments, and the assignment itself, and this particular one, there's no extra information. Okay, I do want to point out that at some point, I'm going to go back to the modules view. At some point, it's the setup is going to change a little bit. So in chapter 2, let's go to the introduction for chapter 2. This is so there's a video introduction, and I'm going to hit the next, which is going to go to section 2.1. So when I get to section 2.1, we have the same overview that we've had before, the reading and the videos, extra videos, but now the checkpoints are a little bit different. So these are the checkpoint videos, but then you'll have a different setup for a quiz. So instead of following through the video and having the quiz within the video, we'll have a separate link for you to grab the quizzes. All right, so that's the general layout of the modules. I want to point out a few more links. Our syllabus link gets you to a downloadable syllabus and schedule, which we've already viewed. Here is a downloadable file of a graphic outcomes syllabus. This lays out all our, kind of gives you a visual for what we're learning. Here is a makeup policy. You can take a look at that. And then beyond that, you can see the course summary by looking at when things are due. So on August 20th, there are a lot of assignments due. So make sure you allocate time for you to be able to complete these assignments. We have August 21st and August 22nd, and then we have 3 homework assignments due. Now remember, the first one had like 19 questions, so make sure you allocate time for that. And then we get to a journal assignment that's due here. And then if you're taking the honors section, there's an e-portfolio that's due for you. All right. You can access your grades through this grade book. If you click on grades, you can see how you're doing. You can see the breakdown of the categories, and you can see how you're doing in each of those categories in each of these assignments. So the assignments, by the way, if you click on assignments, the default view is show by date, which makes sense because this will line up your date. So this is similar to the viewpoint of the syllabus that we just saw. You can see what's going to be due, what's going to be upcoming, etc. But if you want a different view of this, you can show by type, and you can see the different types of assignments. We have checkpoint assignments. I'm going to collapse this. And then we have homework assignments. And I'm going to collapse this. And then we have these journal assignments. And then the honors have these assignments. And then we have these exams that we'll take a look at later. I do want to focus a little bit on the journal assignments. There are generally 2 types of journal assignments, although here we have a 3rd type, which is the proctorio check. But the first type of journal assignment is a discussion board type of journal assignment. In our first journal assignment are introductions. You introduce yourselves to the class in a discussion board, and then you reply to your classmates. So here I'm asking you to post your response to introducing yourself, and here's some information about what you want to say about yourself, and then find 5 other classmates to respond to in the post. So if you're one of the first people to post, you'll probably not see very many, but then you'll eventually see it. And this is a simple rubric: 5 points for your response and 1 point for each reply. So if you respond, or if you submit your answer, but you don't reply to any of your classmates, you're only going to get 5 out of 10 points. And you can see that there's these extra credits kind of sneaking around these journal assignments. So keep those in mind. Just a word about extra credit. If you do the extra credit and you're on borderline, then I will consider jumping you over the borderline, by if you're like a percentage point off. But if you're a percentage point off in your jump, let's say from a B+ to an A-, but you haven't done any journal assignments, then I'm not going to consider boosting you up that grade. So keep that in mind when you're doing these journal assignments. All right, so that's one type of journal assignment. The other type of journal assignment is an assignment where you would type something up in a document, save it as a PDF, and submit it to me. And so here is our second journal assignment where you submit it to me, and then you would only submit it to me. So nobody else is going to see it aside from me. So that's the main difference between the 2 types of journal assignments. And then I've mentioned our proctorio check, where you use proctorio and then you answer these questions. So I'll let you deal with that so that you can get used to being able to install the proctorio plugin. And once you get comfortable with this, comfortable enough to take this journal assignment, then you should be ready to take the test. All right, and so I'll populate these as we go along. So the exams, I want to go back to the modules, and I did talk about the modules broken up by chapter. So we have course information, some honors information, chapter 1, chapter 2, and I'm collapsing it because I want to get to the next one without scrolling too far down. So between these chapters, whenever we have an exam coming up, I would also include that as a module. So exam 1 module has the instructions for taking the exam and would have the links to get to the exams. Now these exams are due on the 24th, which means that they're not going to open up until the week before. So the 17th or 18th, they'll be available for you. If I click on it, I'm not going to get to it because it'll say, oh, it's locked until at some point in time. But you can certainly take a look at the instructions for this, and then you can read through this. It comes in 2 parts. We have a computational part, and then we have a theoretical proctored part of the exams. And you have the due dates and some parameters here for each of these parts. And so just a heads up, for a proctored portion, you will need to make sure that you have an ID. You need to make sure that your eyes are being recorded. Better if your whole face is recorded, just to be safe. And then do this in a quiet place where you're able to focus and not have to talk to other people. Okay. All right. So we have the assignments. A Zoom link would be for the synchronous folks. Right now, there's nothing here, but soon I will put information about the Zoom link to click on so that you can participate in our synchronous discussion classes. The discussion boards were based, I put it there, but you can basically access this through the assignments, the journal assignments that are discussion based. And then all the rest of this, accessibility, the library, Cañada Cares program, the tutors, etc., those are all based on some of the resources available for you in the syllabus. Okay, so that is our general layout. And again, I want to welcome you to Math253 Calculus 3 at Cañada College. All right, I'll see you in person, I'll see you on Zoom, or maybe I'll see you online. So good luck this semester, and see you soon.